So, round 2 is almost here. Come round pretty quickly, I must say. And after round 1, I'm super excited for this weekend. We're kicking off with Italy-Wales. Then we got England-France, Le Crunch. And then on Sunday, teams aren't out yet at the making of this video for Scotland-Ireland. Apologies for no recap video this week. Just been super busy and away. But let me know down in the comments if that's something you want to see for next week. Do you want to see more than just the team selection? Are you even fussed on the recap, or maybe would you rather have like a best super sub, best captain options, that sort of thing? So let me know. But yeah, last week did score 452 points, so pretty average to be fair. Not great. Can see many of you scored higher than me, but hopefully we bounce back this week. But as I said at the start, not all teams are out at the making of this video. No Scotland or Ireland teams out yet. But we have got the remaining 4. So Italy-Wales, going to be a decent game. Many talking about the wooden spoon decider. I think Italy, maybe being harsh on Italy there, but obviously they've played Scotland already, lost. Not heavily, but decently. Italy at home against Wales, they'll definitely back themselves. But similar to last weekend, some of the Welsh stars could potentially get pretty decent scores just from the amount of defending that they're going to do. Imagine Italy's going to have lots of the ball, with Wales' attack being pretty limp. And then Le Crunch, England-France, I think, yeah, again, could be an interesting game. Could be really close, could be not very close in France's favour, but then also both teams have the ability to do pretty well and score pretty highly. Then on Sunday, Scotland-Ireland could then also be a very good game. So this weekend, taking it cautiously, but also maybe looking at last weekend's performers just to be a little bit safe. But as ever, if you are interested in these videos, which you're watching, so I'm hoping that's the case, then please subscribe to the channel. As I always say, make it a pretty good community here. Like Fantasy Rugby, turn notifications on, comment down below as well. You get lots of engagement here, and I do reply to pretty much all comments as well. So feel free, join the community and get involved. So let's get into it then. In the front row, I've picked and kept Gareth Thomas. Nicotera is in with his good fixture against Wales, and I have brought in Will Stewart. No trying to get away without having a prop. As you can see from last week, I did eventually bring in all players anyway. Gareth Thomas, really decent first round. He scored, I think it was almost 20 when he came off at about 60 minutes, which I thought was, well, maybe a little bit shocking because he was playing so well. But yeah, made 16 tackles, won 4 scrums as well. But yeah, just a really decent performance defensively. Thought he was just going to stay on because they needed the help, really. Similar to Nicotera, made 20 tackles, which is pretty nuts as well. 3 attacking scrums, so again, not too bad. Only scored 23 points. Would I take that this weekend? Probably not. Hoping for a little bit more attacking play. Obviously, maybe he's not going to make 20 tackles. So yeah, hoping just for an Italy win, to be honest. Then Will Stewart, if I'm honest, just pretty cheap. He scored 9 points last time out. 1 attacking scrum one against a pretty decent Irish outfit. Again, the French forward pack are pretty decent too, but I feel England have bolstered that this week. So I'm hoping for just a better performance, especially being at home as well. So following suit in the second row, I have kept Will Rowlands because of his monstrous defensive effort last week, and I've also brought in Grant Gilchrist. I believe he didn't do too badly. 22 points, which isn't bad, but 31 metres carried, which I thought for Grant Gilchrist in the second row is pretty decent. 10 tackles as well against Italy, so I imagine he's going to be making more against Ireland, which seems to be where you can get most points in this game if you hit 20 tackles or more. So yeah, I guess following on from the front row, both of these second rows pretty decent defensively, but do just get stuck in with overall work, and with like line out steal stuff like that, I think could be a pretty decent pairing. Similar in the back row, as you can see, I've picked my third Welsh player, and not probably because they're the best team in the tournament. Think just through the defensive work that they're going to get through. So, starting off with Jack Morgan. Last week, can't believe I didn't pick him, to be quite honest. Carried 121 metres, which seems ridiculous because Wales scored 0 points. 21 tackles, of course, and 8 attacking scrum wins. Where did that come from? So, altogether, 49 points, which I heavily missed out on. So I think what we want to do in this game is pretty much pair insane defence with, would you say, average attack? Maybe not 121 metres as average attack, but no tries, no assists. Like, there's no other point system here for Jack Morgan. It's just metres carried and tackles, really. So if a player does the simple things very well, then I think we're in for a winner. On from that is Greg Aldry. Metres carried, 90 and 18 tackles. Obviously got his try and the man of the match, which meant he then scored 71 points. But yeah, I think in this game, need decent defence, but then just the ability to get on the ball. Jack Morgan and Aldry, they're pretty much outlets for their teams, right? Good ball carriers, but Jack Morgan especially just needs to perform for Wales. Similar to Aldry, but he's obviously got other players around him. So, have picked those based on form last week. And then finally, Rory Darge, again, not overly too many tackles in 12. Decent metres carried, and obviously he scored a try. Breakdown steals as well for this whole back row is going to be high. But 52 points last week. Yes, again, that's with a try. But this week I expected him to get a lot more work done defensively against Ireland. Yes, they're at home, but Ireland do like to have lots of the ball and possession. And Darge will be key if Scotland are to try and win that game. Halfbacks. Pretty simple to pick Dupont again, to be quite honest. He is just a menace. I mean, I think he literally had 55 minutes. And if you look at the stats, 3 assists. Absolutely ridiculous. Who does 3 assists in one game? Metres carried, 64. So actually, overall, all he's done, to be honest, well, pretty outstandingly, is 3 assists and scored only 31 points, which I thought was very low for someone who was very close to being man of the match if he probably stayed on the full 80. If he did stay on the full 80, yes, he'd have better stats. But Dupont is going nowhere. I think, yeah, if the game's close, he'll definitely stay on. And, I mean, how do you not pick the best player in the world? I think you need to make room and budget for him. And one way you can do that is with Tommaso Allen. So, scored a pretty lacklustre 20 points last week. 4 penalties and 1 conversion. Only made 1 tackle though, which might indicate to why it's a little bit low. Reason why I've picked him, he's a fullback and playing against, let's say, the weakest team in Wales at home. So, lots more attacking opportunities. Not only for himself, but attacking opportunities for the team, meaning he will be likely to be kicking again and then get lots of points thereafter. Marcus Smith is the same. Marcus Smith is probably a better option, but a worse fixture, so really it's just a toss-up. And Tommaso Allen is also a lot cheaper. But again, Marcus Smith can do wonders at 15. Now, interestingly, you might be thinking, 2 Italy players. Yes, 2 Italy players, and maybe more interestingly, you're thinking, captaincy on Menoncello. Yes, I haven't gone insane. These two are, is it ridiculous to say, up there with the best centre pairing at the moment in World Rugby? Probably, but they are so good. Brex, I think he's like 32 years old, 33. He's just pretty insane. He scored 27 points last week. Yes, he scored try, but 83 metres carried, and that's against Scotland away as well. Against Wales, you would expect him to have lots more attacking returns. And paired with Menoncello, I think this is a recipe for a win, to be quite honest. So, Menoncello beat 3 defenders, 100 metres gained, did get a breakdown steal as well, but also 15 tackles. So like I was saying in the back row, he's not only being like a catalyst in attack, he's also making 15 defensive tackles as well. So he gets involved pretty much all areas of the game. Without a try, Menoncello scored 39 points, and with a try, Brex scored 27. So, similar to how I explained Tomo Ramos last week, Tomo Ramos just does get good scores every week because 1, he's on kicking, but 2, he just is involved in the game quite a lot, and that's similar to Menoncello. So that's why I've put captaincy on him. Yes, it might be a little bit rogue, could pick the likes of Dupont, Tomo Ramos, but Italy firing at the moment, really good fixture in Wales at home. Menoncello, Six Nations player of the tournament last year, already scored a decent score. Yeah, I've basically convinced myself into picking him. So do let me know what you think of that down in the comments though, because obviously it's a little bit left field, but let me know your thoughts. Then, finally, the back 3. Pretty much the same, let's say. Biabire has remained. Tomo Ramos has remained. Not my captain. Eesh. And Tommy Freeman's in. So I have gone for an all-le crunch back 3. Biabire, obviously we know, scored 2 tries last week. Scored 41 points, which was very good. But again, 2 tries, you would expect probably more, or hope for more anyway. Meters carried was only 53. For Biabire, probably won a little bit more than that. Obviously, defence, we don't really talk about Biabire for defence. So I am hoping for just more attacking returns this week. England away is going to be a tough fixture, but like always, there is a way to unlock with that French attack. Dupont, Penno is also back, so just backing Biabire to get on the end of a few tries. Tomo Ramos, again, going to be key for France if they are going to win in England. Didn't do overly too much. He got 4 conversions, obviously. He doesn't really miss. 50-22 as well, which helped his points. But 37 points for not doing too much in defence. And 58 metres carried, 4 defenders beaten. So again, not like a huge returning game for Tomo Ramos, but did score pretty decently anyway, which I'm hoping and sure he will do again against England. Finally, Tommy Freeman. He is just a very good option and keeps fighting to the end. The try at the very death helped, obviously. Last week he got 32 points, 85 metres carried. He is just involved for England quite a lot, which I do like. And like I said, with the likes of Jack Morgan, he's like Wales's outlet. Tommy Freeman isn't that for England, but does get involved in most of the game. So hoping point scoring and the system will help me there. Now for Super Sub, did have lots of back and forths with this, and this might change. So keep notifications on because team may change. Gone with Ronan Kelleher. Obviously, he started last weekend. I expect Dan Sheehan to start, and also did provisionally have Dan Sheehan in my team, but he's just so expensive. I like the option of a hooker in general, and an Irish hooker at that, because Dan Sheehan is back from injury, only played a few games, so maybe expect him to not have like 70-80 minutes. But this is obviously all dependent on if Kelleher is even starting on the bench. Actually, a pretty decent game last time out. Not very good 23 points, but did get 7 tackles and 49 metres carried, with actually 5 defenders beaten, which was 3rd highest out of anyone last weekend. And Dan Sheehan stole the headlines when he came on, so pretty decent from Kelleher. Thinking just targeting the Irish, maybe back row, but pretty much hooker, because I think, yeah, that Irish bench definitely turned the tide against England, so that's what I'm targeting there. So there we have it for round 2. Like I said, this isn't yet set in stone because we haven't had 2 of the teams out. They will come out today, so let me know your guys' teams down in the comments. I think 1, yes, let me know your teams down in the comments. 2, let me know my captaincy options. Menoncello is obviously captain at the moment. And 3, super sub. Gone with Ronan Kelleher at the moment, but is there a better option out there? Let me know down in the comments. As always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and thanks also just for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.